Hey everyone, we are looking at a spinal cord. This is a real spinal cord from a human. It's obviously been cut. This is the rostral end, so this is what would connect with the medulla. Over here is the caudal end. I know this because of the cauda equina, the horse tail appearance on this side, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then you can see all these other things coming off. Those are cut off spinal nerves. Pairs of spinal nerves coming off. Let's take a look at these different parts of the spinal cord. First, what you'll notice is that it's covered. This is the same very tough material that we saw outside of the brain. This is the dura mater. The spinal cord is continuous to the brain, and so is the meninges surrounding it. This is dura mater. Arachnoid mater is the very thin membranous covering. Let me see if I can find a better instance of it. See that little flimsy part here? That's arachnoid. I'll try one more area. Yeah, here we go. That's arachnoid mater. You see how it's over the blood vessel? It's holding the blood vessels down. Arachnoid mater. And then pia mater we can assume is directly against the spinal cord. All right, let's again reorient ourselves. We've got the rostral end towards the medulla, the caudal end towards this is the end of the spinal cord towards the sacrum. Well, really L2. The spinal cord, the actual spinal cord ends at L2. These spinal nerves go a little farther. Rostral caudal. Now, how do we figure out which side is anterior or ventral and which side is posterior or dorsal? If you recall looking at a cross-section of a spinal cord, you should remember that there's an anterior median fissure. How can I recognize that this side is anterior and it has a fissure? It's because looking at the rest of this, when we cut it open, we can see that there's this major blood vessel running down this side. It's not on the other side, or at least not as big. There's a huge, relatively, blood vessel running all along this side. That tells me that this is the anterior or ventral side. This is the anterior or ventral side. Going along with that, if this is the anterior side, and every spinal nerve that goes through here is made up of a ventral anterior root and a dorsal posterior root, these branches that are facing me on this side, those are ventral roots. So they're carrying mostly motor information. On the other side, those are dorsal roots. They're carrying mostly sensory information. So ventral roots on the side where the anterior median fissure is, dorsal roots opposite of that. The spinal cord, if you can't really see it here because of the dura mater is covering up, but if you feel it, it starts big, it gets thin, and then it gets bigger again, and then it tapers off. I can show you the tapering. Here's where it tapers off. This is the very last bit right here. But the first large part of it, which is right here, this is the thoracic enlargement. This is the thoracic enlargement. Cervical enlargement, not thoracic. Cervical enlargement. Cervical enlargement because nerves are coming and going from your arms, and so there's going to be more axons going in and out of these areas. Cervical enlargement. It gets thinner in the thoracic area, that's what I meant to say, and then it gets bigger again once we get lower down here. This is the lumbosacral enlargement because now we're innervating the legs, both ascending and descending paths from the legs. Where it tapers off again, that's called the conus medullaris. It's the medullary cone, the middle cone. Conus medullaris is where it tapers off. And then this very, very thin part here, this extending from the very tip, this is the, wow, I'm blank. Okay, here we go. This is the filum terminale. There we go. This one single strand is a filum terminale. Let me turn it on its side so you can see it a little better. This is a filum terminale. This connects all the way down to the sacrum and coccyx. This is pia mater. This is not spinal cord. Well, not like nervous tissue exactly. This is the pia mater that's surrounding the spinal cord. So all of this is fused pia mater, helping secure it down to the coccyx. This one single thread. So this right here, where the end of the spinal cord, that ends around L1, L2, the first and second lumbar vertebrae. If this is a filum terminale, what are the rest of these? These are spinal nerves coming off of the conus medullaris, lumbosacral area and conus medullaris. These spinal nerves altogether are known as the cauda equina or cauda equina, literally horse's tail. Cauda means tail, equina, someone tell me how to pronounce it. That means horse, like equestrian. That's like a horse racing or whatever they do with horses there. Horse walking, something like that. If equestrian's horse walking, then pedestrian's person walking, right? Okay, anyways. Yeah. We went over dura mater, arachnoid mater, pia mater, filum terminale, which is made of pia mater, spinal nerve. Well, there are two spinal nerves on every order. Dorsal root on this side, ventral root on the other. The blood vessel is within the anterior median sulcus. What else did we go over? Oh yeah, cervical enlargement, lumbosacral enlargement, conus medullaris. I already mentioned filum terminale. And yeah, those are all the parts of the spinal cord that we are covering. Thanks for listening. Please let me know if you have any questions.